like that for sinking. We started on the left-hand tank, we've moved it to the right-hand tank. That just checked that it flows from there. Now it's checking that it flows from there, and when we actually go flying, we'll have it on both. Flaps. I look out the window and I make sure that the flaps are working properly. That's halfway down. That's all the way down. That's coming back up. And that's all the way up. Those are brakes, effectively. They make it fly dirty but slow. And you've seen flaps going out when you've looked out the window if you've flown abroad. Instruments. Now we'll check this out. So that is more than 15 towards the south. And so this is more than 15 towards the south. The runway we're using is 26. So if I move that round there, and it's not pointing up the runway, I'm on the wrong runway later on. This is tuned and idented. Transponder is on standby. We don't have radar at Compton, but they do down at Bournemouth. And when I switch it on, they'll be able to see not just a little dot.
Compton radio, readability 5.
But they will see a little dot that's got 7,000 on it, and that means something to them. We're ready to taxi. Canopy's closed. Time off chocks will be noted because I'm recording. Taxi clearance don't need to obtain it. Altimeter is set. Taxi light on. Well, we'll put them both on because one of them's broken. So that's that. So because we're at... Yeah, that's the only loose item you've got, isn't it?
Yeah.
So when you need to, you can put that in there. Okay, good. We worry about loose items for aerobatics. What people are sometimes amazed about is the fact that the wheels aren't connected to the engine in any way, so it's only being done by the fan up the front. I'll give you a go at steering it in a little while with your feet.
Okay.
Oh, I didn't tell you where to put your feet, actually. If you put your feet with your heels on the ground,
yeah,
and I think you're doing it. You've got your heels on the ground, and you can feel me pressing left and right, okay? I don't want you ever to press left and right other than when we're on the ground, okay? But you can use them as foot pegs. What I really don't want you to do, but you might as well see what happens if you do while we're on the ground, is if you move your feet up the pedal so your heels are no longer on the ground, and then tread gently, you'll see that the pedals have got a hinge on them.
Oh yeah.
Those are the brakes.
Oh, okay.
And you can, and I certainly don't want you touching the brakes, but basically you don't, not like with a car. In a car you want to brake in a straight line. We're allowed to brake the left and the right separately as a way of helping us turn. One of the things I do for taxiing is I give it full right, make sure that I can go full right. When I do that, I'm making sure that that's turning, and then I go full left, make sure I can go full left, and that's turning and that's turning. So all of these are working, okay?
Okay.
And I've just checked the brakes because I was demonstrating them to you.
Yeah.
So this has no effect on the ground at all, because this is all of the air. And now I've got the motor set to have us ticking along. Gently tread left or right on the pedals, so keeping your heels on the ground so that you're not pressing the brakes. Tread left or right on a pedal and see the effect it has. It's steering us that way, and now go the other way back. And straighten up again.
Oh.
We'll get clear of all the expensive machinery. That's me pushing it now.
Okay.
Relax now. I'm going to come up with a fairground game. Not fairground ride. I'm going to get a field, and I'm going to get a lot of things which look like aeroplanes without wings, with the engine on the front, which you steer with your feet like this.
Yeah,
I think
that would be really cool.
Because the other thing is that because it's not controlling the wheels, you have to control the fan to actually get yourself going forwards. So, and whenever I'll let you do it. I'm now responsible for steering, but you're now responsible for the engine, okay?
Okay.
So put your hand where I've got it, on the throttle. And gently push it forward so that it says 12. Okay. Now I'm going to take my feet off the brake, and it's going to start rolling.
Roger. And the steerman is...
This particular setting, which is now 13, I'm steering.
Yeah, roger that, we'll keep an eye out, thanks a lot.
It's actually going to get a little bit faster, and so you need to pull back very slightly on the throttle.
Yeah.
Yeah, don't look there, look out there. But, or rather, if you were learning to fly, you'd look out there. It doesn't matter where you look, because I'm doing all the looking.
And Stearman Golf Oscar Charlie, Roger.
So you can imagine that if you had a decent hill, you'd need a load of welly. And if you're going down a hill, you'd need no welly and you'd use your brakes. And I think it would be quite fun to have sort of dummy aeroplanes with no wings.
Golf Papa Sierra Foxtrot.
And a big propeller up the front.
Check and taxi.
Right, now I'll take the engine, but you can take the foot pedals.
Okay.
But I'll start.
Say again your call sign.
So you're only pressing the bottom of the pedals.
Yeah.
And where we're aiming for, you see there's a white board there. We're not aiming for that. Go right.
Papa Sierra Foxtrot.
I mean left. My bad. There's a yellow sign. Keep going left. Keep going left. There's a bit of fence we're now aiming at. Just beyond the fence. There. We're aiming halfway between the end of that fence and that plane there. That aeroplane there. Okay.
Okay.
And you've taken to it like a natural. It actually took me about 4 lessons before I was happy steering it with my feet. That's it. That's it.
Golf Foxtrot Romeo, Roger. The surface wind is northwesterly 10 knots.
Northwest 10, Golf Foxtrot. Who's lining up?
I don't think we will go. Why is your dad interested in the badges? Is it because you know where they are?
I don't have a clue.
No. I mean, this will be on the tape. He's mentioned the badges a few times. But actually, that takes us a little bit close to a danger area, which means I need to navigate and stuff. So if you're happy not to go and see some badges,
that's fine.
We'll go and find some other things.
Okay.
This is good steering, Charlotte.
Papa Sierra Foxtrot Golf.
Now, what we're doing is
Golf Papa Sierra Foxtrot.
I'm now going to do the steering. I've got it, okay?
I got it.
Where I'm going to go is I'm going to go fairly close to this hedge.
Yeah.
And these swallows will get out of the way. Because I don't want to be in anybody's way and I don't want to be near anybody that's wanting to land. And then when I get here, I'm going to swing round, which was a large bootful. And I've got that telling me the wind direction over there, and I've got that telling me the wind direction over there. So I'm going to be pointing into the wind. And I'm going to get all lined up. And then I'm going to apply the brake.
Okay.
Because we move to the next checklist. So I've done during taxi, and now I'm doing the run-up. Parking brake is on. I'm going to hold this up here because I'm going to start asking the engine for more oomph, and I don't want it to slip forwards. And so if I hold it up here, I'll notice out of my corner of my eyes that we're slipping forwards. Fuel I now set to both. I check the oil and that temperature. I check the mixture is now fully riched. This is basically controlling how much fuel you're actually burning, and if you have it there all the time, you can get soot on them unless you're using it full throttle. Now what I do is I keep this back. The nose wheels are very fragile, the main wheels are very strong, so I don't want anything upsetting the nose wheel, so I pull this back because it keeps the nose wheel light. But I'm now going to wind this up to 1800. And I'm going to check that I can change gear. Basically, I can pull this back and the propeller bites more air. The propeller changes its pitch. And when it bites more air, it slows down and it sucks more air through there. And I'm just going to do that once, that's all I need to do. And now I'm going to take it round to 21. And I'm going to adjust that. And I'm going to switch off one half of the engine, and it goes very slightly slower. I'll switch it back on again. I'll switch the other half of the engine off very slightly slower, and they're the same. Then I'm going to apply some hot air to it, and it goes very slightly slower. You can't even see the difference, but I can. And then I'm going to make sure that the oil pressure hasn't gone mad and the temperatures aren't going mad. And then I'm going to pull it all the way back to nothing. Actually, can you tell me the time, please, from your phone? I'll set the clock.
12:20.
The sensitivity's gone. Just shout it for a minute.
12:23.
12:23 it is. Yeah, we need it up at that level anyway. So that's done that. Throttle, I've done. Engine heat knob, vacuum, I've checked. Alternator, I've checked. I did.
Romeo, Roger, you're now changing frequency.
Done that.
Yeah, Roger, sorry.
Throttle closed, mixture lean. Done that. Pre-takeoff checks. Trims. That is set to take off, it says take off on it. That's set to take off, it says take off on it. Flat, we'll have 10 degrees of flat and we'll make sure it's there.
Roger, your readability 5 for QE.
Mixture is fully rich, prop is fully fine, friction levers applied, mags are on both, fuel, boost pump on. Alternator, good. T's and P's, that's happy and that's happy and that's happy. That guy over there is doing exactly the same things. Lights, we'll keep all of those lights on. Peterhead Instruments. We'll check the compass is good. 31 wasn't particularly good. 31 to 33. Transponder, we'll now switch that on properly for Bournemouth. Controls, one last check that it goes all the way around the box. Nothing's broken or jammed in the meantime. Canopy's closed. Well, now we'll do the last bit of briefing. So this now wants to be really, 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 really tight. The phone, you can keep it out, but just hang on to it. Don't lose track of it, okay? If we're going to need these straps, it's in the next 5 minutes.
Okay.
Okay, because the engine's going to say, ha ha, gotcha! Right? If there's a problem during the takeoff run, I will close the throttle, and I'm deliberately holding this and showing it to you because I will close the throttle, because in panic I might forget. And I'll put it back on the runway. If we've already taken off, I'll probably still try and get it on the runway. If it's too late, to stick it back on the runway, I will find a field. Actually, I'll put it over there, okay? And we'll put it on a field, and I've told you about, to basically protect your face, okay? And I'll get rid of that sort of stuff. And that's about it, really. Are you ready and happy to go flying with me?
I'm ready. Yeah.
Okie dokie.
Golf Romeo, Romeo's lining up after Foxtrot Golf, ready for departure.
2 at 1.
Golf Papa Sierra, Foxtrot Golf is ready for departure.
Golf Foxtrot Golf, the wind is westerly 15 knots.
Roger, Golf Foxtrot Golf.
And Romeo, Golf Romeo, Romeo is lining up in turn after Foxtrot Golf. Right, so as I've told you, the circuit is all the way around there, so I can't see anybody coming into land. I can't see anybody really coming into land really close to, and that's done that without talking to anybody. Got 10 degrees of flaps. Got a happy engine there. Foxtrot Golf is airborne and is definitely not going to use any more of our runway, so I don't need to worry about him. Still nobody coming down final. That wailing noise is this fuel pump. It's an extra way of making sure that it doesn't try and kill us by stopping the petrol flow. So it's going to get really noisy. These sensitivities will probably need to be changed. And go. Full power. Engine's happy. 200 meters coming up. The speedo's just beginning to work. And we're off before the 400 meter. What you can be sure of is that in a bright red aeroplane, they've seen us.
I'm gonna see if I can work out. Oh, okay, there we go.
It's the big one which actually controls the sensitivity.
Okay.
I'm climbing out at 8.
So cool.
It is cool and it's very beautiful. This sort of atmosphere makes for very, very good visibility.
I'm gonna take a picture.
Okay, feel free. Foxtrot Golf is up there.
Golf Foxtrot Golf is searching frequency to Solent radar 120.225.
Golf Foxtrot Golf, Roger, thanks.
So, at this point, when I was learning to fly, by now, never seen that before, there's an old mill down there with a pond. By now I would be lost. But there's the airfield behind us. Can you see it?
I don't think so. Oh wait, I'm not sure.
You can see the hangars at one end.
Oh wait, yeah, I can.
Right.
Yeah.
It's always nice if you know what that looks like as well as I do.
Okay.
Because finding it can be a real bugger.
Wind is westerly 15 knots.
The thing to remember, it's got a slightly fatter end, and it's got that long strip, and you see the woods beyond it. We'll probably approach it from the south, and so you can't see half of it, but the dead giveaway is the presence of aeroplanes.
Yeah.
So the altitude's increasing. We've got a happy engine. I've switched the boost pump off. 25. That's showing a gentle rate of climb. Got 2,500 feet above sea level, so we're well clear of the circuit. So I'm going to tell him down on the ground what we're doing.
Okie dokie.
Golf Romeo's leaving the circuit towards the northeast. We'll be doing aerobatics around Tisbury.
Golf Romeo, roger.
Right, so I'm going to gently go over this way. We're in a very slight climb. We've got 2,500 feet.
Charter Park, Golf Mike.
There's a large amount of shadow, and beyond the shadow, there's sunshine.
Yep.
I think that's where we're going to be doing aerobatics.
Okie dokie.
We're going to come round until we're going north. And notice that I'm hardly ever touching the stick. She's a very stable little aeroplane. She'll fly herself mostly. I want a gentle climb. But if you put your hand on the stick, and I'm going to do it first of all.
Okay.
Compton Rapid Golf, November Yankee joining right.
I'm going to go like that, and like that.
Okay.
Now you can do that. Okay.
Golf November Yankee.
And you're still doing it. And when you look out the window,
is operating in the microlight circuit, the QFE 9.
what you're trying to do is you're trying to make sure that the wings stay level.
992 Golf November Yankee.
I'd like you to come round a weeny bit. Can you see a lake there?
Yeah.
I want you to fly so that the lake comes past on my side. So come round a weeny bit.
Okay.
That's good, and that's how you come round.
Okay.
It's natural, isn't it?
Yeah.
I noticed you do it. And then once we've finished doing a gentle turn, you get the wings level again, okay? Now again, I'm going to do it first. I'm going to take the stick for a minute.
Okay.
I'm going to push the stick forwards and backwards.
Okay.
First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to push it forwards because I don't want to get too close to this cloud for the minute.
Yeah.
And so feel what I'm doing. I push the stick forwards. We went very
to join on a right base.
We went very slightly light.
Golf November Yankees now final 26.
We went very slightly light. Okay, I'm going to do it again. We've got 2,600 feet, so that's all good. I'm going to push the stick forwards. We get a slight lightness in our tummy. We get to see much more ground. The aeroplane goes faster, and I've let go. The aeroplane starts sorting itself out. And now I'm going to go over this way a bit. I'm going to push it forwards a bit. To go, so that we've got quite a lot of bonnet. See, quite a lot of bonnet there. Now I'm going to pull it. And the bonnet's gone. And we pulled a tiny amount of G. And we're now going up. And we're going slower. And the height's coming back up again, okay? Now you have a go pushing it forwards and backwards. And because later on we're going to be doing this a bit rougher, notice now we're going really very fast. That's a lot of bonnet. So you've got to pull, and we get a bit heavier, and we go back up again. That's a good grin. Now we're going to go very slow. We're going to go too slow unless you push it forwards. Thank you. I don't want it to go below 80. Thank you. That's good. Now then, I have control again. You see that road there?
Yeah.
That's the 303. Goes along to Basingstoke. See that forest, the other side? That's a long, thin forest. And we're going to use that for keeping our alignment, okay? Now, we've done some turns up till now. I'm going to do a steepish turn, and I'm going to turn left, okay? And when I turn that way, we see a lot of ground, and the nose starts dropping. Okay? And we start losing height. And so we start getting faster. now while we're in a gentle climb, I'll explain that because it's a bit important. That's good. Something like that. You're on the track. When we're flying straight and level, neither going up nor going down, the wings are making exactly the right amount of lift upwards to balance the weight which is pulling us down. When we turn gently, the lift vector is moving over there a bit, so it's pulling us around a little bit, and it's making slightly less lift than our weight. So the nose drops very slightly, okay? And so the steeper we turn, the more the lift is deflected, and the more the nose will drop unless we fix it by pulling back on the stick, which we know makes the nose come back up again.
Yeah.
Okay? So we're going to need to make some, I want to make some more height anyway. And the other thing you see the A303 down here?
Yeah.
You see there's a sort of Y junction?
Yeah.
That's another thing that I'm going to be using to assess where the hell we are, okay? Because aerobatics can be quite disorienting.
Okay.
So I've got some love, this is why I've come out here, because we've got enough clouds, or enough space, enough blue bits. So I'm wanting to climb. The last time we turned a bit steeply was left. I'm going to turn steeply a bit right this time.
Okay.
And this time, because I don't want to lose any height, I'm going to pull back on the stick and pull some G, okay? And you've got your feet on the floor, haven't you? Your heels on the floor, yep?
Yeah.
I'm going to have a look around and I'm going to turn quite steeply, and I'm going to pull, otherwise the nose will drop too much.
Okay.
And when I'm pulling, we're getting a little bit of G coming on. Here comes the 303, and I'm looking out the window. What we're actually doing here is clearing turns to alarm anybody who might be following us. Hang on a minute, he's just chucking it around. And that's kind of warning that we are going to be chucking it around a bit more. I can see the Isle of Wight. If you look over there, you can see there's a gap between a bit of land and...
Oh yeah, yeah.
That is the Solent and the Isle of Wight. So the bit of land beyond is the Isle of Wight. If we come, I'm going to turn it hard right again. And I'm going to pull. You know about Portland and Chesil Beach?
Huh?
You know Portland and Chesil Beach? It's the longest beach in the UK.
I'm not sure.
Okay, well it's Weymouth.
Oh right, yeah.
And we can't quite make it out. There's Portland it's a very strategic place. Weymouth Bay is a big bay.
Yeah, I know Weymouth.
And you can normally see Portland from here. So here I am, tooling around. I've done some left turns and some right turns. I've done a bit of pulling, and you haven't moaned. And we've gone slightly light, and you haven't moaned. This is all getting used to it, okay? I'm not going to do any aerobatics below 3,000 feet, and I prefer 4. So while she's getting a bit more height, and before we do a turn and come back the other way, I'm going to do my pre-aerobatic checks.
Okay.
Which is height. I've got 3,100 and it's going up. Airframe. Flaps have gone, the wheels are up. I've got this propeller set the way I want it. Security, that's done up. That's done up. You've got no loose items.
Oh, I'm holding on.
Yeah, put that away for the minute. We'll take some pictures later.
Okay.
There's an aeroplane down hard right, which I can see miles away. This is done up behind us. Now I won't do any actual negative G, I might go a bit light. I won't do any actual negative G deliberately, but we want to make sure that things are secure in case something goes wrong and we do some accidental negative G. I'm going to go hard left again, I've got 3,300 feet. Round we come. And I don't want to lose any height, so I'll pull a bit more G. Get Charlotte used to it. There's the 303 ahead of us, there's that long, thin forest. There's the lake there. I've got 3,300 feet. First manoeuvre I'm going to do is gentle on the stomach, extreme on the eyes.
Okay.
because it's a gentle roll. So we feel upside down. Our eyes tell us we're upside down, but we shouldn't feel upside down, and we might go up to 2, okay?
Okay.
The way I'm going to start it is I'm going to point up steeply, and then we're just going to roll over and come out. And so the way you can tell if I'm doing it properly, and I can, is I'll set back. So I should come out pointing in the same direction, okay?
Okay.
The speed we get into on one of those is 130, 140. There's the lake.
Okay.
So I'm going to need to push forwards to get to 140. I've got a happy engine, I've got fuel. I'll balance that. Actually, I'm going to balance that now. Right. I'm going to dive for 130 and I'm going to do a barrel roll to the left, okay?
Okay.
I'll dive. Speed comes up. I'm looking around. I'm looking up. And then we are going to go up and over.
Oh my god. Oh my goodness, this is so weird.
It is weird. As I say, it's a bit hard on the eyes,
Yeah, but I didn't know
but you don't
anything
feel too
there.
bad because it's not too extreme. We'll get the height back. And we'll do one to the right. Okay, one of those to the right. I've got 3,000 feet. 3,200 feet. Going to get the speed a bit more quickly and get your tummy going for it. Up comes the speed. Wings level. Looking at the point on the ground. We go up steeply. And then over. And it all looks a bit extreme. And we come out, there's a little bit of G. And these are maximum sensitivity. Now then,
Hear me? Yeah.
a bit about G.
Okay.
I've already loaded this up to 3, which is a little higher. Tend to be a bit keen on G. We're going to start doing some looping in it.
Okay.
Now looping is no rolling, but it's just going all the way over and back round again. Okay? Because we go into them quite fast, we will pull more than 3G, we'll probably pull 4G.
Okay.
We'll do that at the beginning, and we'll go a little bit light over the top, and then at the end we'll pull some more as well, because we're going fast again. When we're pulling anything over about 3G, you need to do some tummy crunch,
Okay.
tensing these muscles here.
Okay.
If you're feeling really keen, you can tense the leg muscles
Okay.
as well. And you can know what's going on. Basically, the blood falls out of your head, and you might see stars if you don't do it.
Okay.
You won't black out. I did black out, but that was with 5G, and I think the instructor was showing me what it was like,
Okay.
because I didn't tense. Distracted. So when I'm saying pull, I'm also saying clench.
Okay.
I've heard people describing it as if you've got constipation, but it's not really that. Just clenching tummy muscles, trying to get your muscles tummy as tight as possible. It's helping keep the blood in your head.
Okay.
Okay?
Yeah.
We've got 3,300 feet. Got a happy engine.
Okay. I'm
Good, good.
ready.
We need to keep this, and we just have to shout, alright?
Okay.
Otherwise we'd be fiddling with it forever. There is a forest. There's the Y junction up ahead. This is at the bottom, so we're going in the right sort of direction. To do a loop, we're definitely going to need 140, and then the G will come on. Okay? I'll be saying pull. I'll say pull at the end afterwards, and that's clench. Okay? So, settle, wings level, get to 140. Pull.
Oh my goodness!
Oh my goodness. Then it goes light. Here comes the ground again. And now pull. Out we come. We did do 4G. We lost hardly any height. And you like that, didn't you?
Yeah, that was quite cool, but weird.
Weird, yes. It's the G-forces and the lightness at the top. You think, what's happening? And it's, make no mistake, it is an extremely alien thing that we're doing. The little monkey that lives in our amygdala just going, what the fuck, what the fuck? Soon you'll start sweating. I will be sweating soon because it's just saying, this is all wrong, it's all wrong.
Okay.
Most people can only do aerobatics, never done it before, for about 20-25 minutes before time to go home or be... Let's do another loop, okay? You ready?
Yeah.
You just tell me anytime you don't want to do anything, alright? So it's the same old thing, I've got 3,500 feet, I've got a happy engine.
Okay.
Down we go. Up comes 140. Look up. Pull. Then we get lighter.
Getting so bright.
And then here comes the ground again. And pull.
My arms feel so like
That's right.
crap.
Well, you're weighing 4 times. So, I mean, I'm only 10 stone. I don't know what you are. Oh, go on, tell me.
I don't know.
Okay, let's say you're 10 stone. Briefly, you're weighing 40 stone.
That is so
The
weird.
fattest person you've ever seen is 20 stone. Right, we'll do a slightly easier sort of loop, which is a bit more, same effect on your eyes, with a bit more G involved. Imagine that the floor is transparent. Look down through the floor at the moment and see where your feet are, okay? Your feet are looking at the ground.
Yeah.
Now see where the horizon is.
Yeah.
The first part of a loop, of a roll, an aileron roll, is for me to pull a little bit hard so that we do 2G and put our feet on the horizon, okay? Then I'm going to stop it, then we'll roll over then we'll just drift over the top. We'll do it in 2 parts, okay? My entry speed is 120. I have a look around, feet are on the horizon, I stop it. Then we'll just drift over the top this, okay? Next time, the feet will be on the horizon, stop it, and then we're all the way around.
Okay.
And it's not you don't feel light and it's not heavy, okay?
Okay.
So, 3,600 feet, 5 for 120, feet on the horizon, stop it, over we go. And out we come.
Oh, I like that one.
You like that one? Another one?
Yeah.
Feet on the horizon, stop it, over we go. And we come out in the same direction. Another one the other way. 3,500. Stop it, over we go. Whee! Those are the ones which are going to look best on this camera here. Okay?
Wait a minute.
Right, now then, I want to change direction, I want to go the other way.
Okay.
We can do it the boring way. We can do it the slightly more exciting way, which is called a half Cuban, okay? With a half Cuban, I'm going to do 3/4 of a loop. There's a pull at the beginning. We go over, and on the way down, I stop pulling, and we might go very slightly light. I turn the right way up. Then we pull, and we're out the other direction. A half Cuban, okay? So it's pretty much the same as a loop. 3,500 feet. The dive for 140, start a loop and turn us upside down as we come over the top of the loop, after we've gone over the top of the loop. Up comes 140 and pull. Over we go. Over we go. Start going down and I stop it. I go round. And I pull. Now we've changed direction. Feeling good?
Good.
That was a half Cuban. And another barrel roll, just to remind you how much more gentle they are. I think they're more
Okay.
gentle. That way, okay? 3,100 feet, get a bit more. Clouds are bumpy. Didn't know that, did you? Clouds are the bumpy bits. Right. So it's a gentle barrel roll. There's the forest, there's the lake. We'll have 150 up, pointing east. round, wind up. A little G as we come out. Okay, still quite gentle. Get the height back. Want to do a loop?
Yeah, one more.
One more? Alright, because you're saying one more, we'll do the other first half Cuban, okay? Because you might be having enough. So you know what a half Cuban is,
Yeah.
and I've done all the figures I know how to do anyway.
Okay.
The half Cuban was a loop. On the way down, when we're already a bit upside down, I stop it and turn the right way up and we come out the other direction. With a half Cuban, with a reverse half Cuban,
Okay.
we start the loop, and then I stop it, I go upside down. Then we definitely will go negative speed, these will go up. Because I'm waiting for speed to dissipate. So we're flying along like this, okay, we dive for the speed, go into a loop, stop it, turn upside down, wait a bit, wait a bit, wait a bit, then I pull and we go through that way, okay? It's the most extreme, does involve a bit of upside down, may well find bad enough then. Right, does the same thing, it changes direction, 3,700, happy engine. So we'll dive for 140, looking around, looking up, stop it, upside down, and push,
Oh my goodness!
and then pull.
Whoa! That one upside down was so weird.
That is, and all the crap comes up from the floor. It is the most extreme, the actual hanging, there it shows it. Then take the evidence of that, -1. Okay? And just to prove how extreme it is, I'm only allowed to spend 3 seconds upside down, because the engine doesn't like it. And the maximum G I'm allowed to pull upside down is -2. Because it's really an alien place to be. You want to do another one or not?
No, thank you. That was fun enough.
Okie dokie. So what I'm going to do now is slow it all down. Incidentally, that should be giving you loads of air. If you want more air, just turn the knob. And then you have control. And because I've just... that little wheel there. So now, when we look out the window, we're in a slight descent, okay? So you pull back very gently on the wings level. Now we can't see enough bonnet and we'll start going up. What you're trying to do is you're trying to get, I think you want about 2 fingers worth of bonnet. Too much and we're going down. Okay, get it all calmed down like that, that's good. You let that calm down with that sort of picture, I think this will neither going up or down, okay? And you may find that you're having to push or pull. So holding it with one hand, put your hand on that wheel there, and move that wheel forwards or backwards, and try and keep the nose where it is. See what it's doing? Trying to adjust the nose pitch, isn't it? And so what we do, remember I talked about trims before, what we do is, if I slow the aeroplane right down, you've got to pull quite hard to keep the nose in the same place. We're going down quite a lot at the moment. So you've got to have more nose because we're going down, and you're having to pull, and then you just tweak this so that you no longer have to pull. And when I do the same thing and put the engine back on again, that's what this is all about. This is the trim. So I can do that and I can do that. So I have control. Been doing this recently. I slow the engine right down. And then, so the engine's hardly moving. So to remain flying, the aeroplane has got to point downward to remain flying with no engine. And if I pull trim, I've been wanting to practice a while. pull the trim all the way back. Terrible. Happen. Trim doesn't come any further back at the. This is about as slow as the aeroplane will. About as slow as the aeroplane will fly without actually stalling. The controls feel like mush because we're going so slowly. We're only doing 65 knots. And we're going down, but we're not actually going down like a brick. What I've been shown is that you would survive this because I'm hardly having to control it either. This is a stable situation that if it all went tits up, you could pull all this back and the engine stopped and I've died. It's getting close to stalling actually, that's what that noise is. So we'll have a bit more power and we'll fix that. And it's got a long amount of trim travel. And that was nearly a stall. And you've heard of stalls, you're right.
Yeah, no, I was just yawning.
Yeah, because it's so boring, isn't it? We'll get some height back. You've heard of stalling in an aeroplane. And have you learned to drive yet?
Yeah, I passed about 2 months ago.
Good on you. And that's an automatic or a manual?
Manual.
And so part of the trick is learning to manage the clutch. And when you don't manage the clutch, you stall it, don't you? It's completely different. People confuse stalling in a car with stalling in an aeroplane. And stalling in an aeroplane is nothing to do with stopping. Well, it kind of is. Back to physics. Let's get this all happy and safe. Back to physics. The reason we're flying, the reason the wing is making lift is because, and you might have seen this diagram, the top of the wing is curved and the bottom of the wing is flat. So air that moves round the top of the wing has to travel further, which means it gets stretched out a bit, which means it is lower pressure. So we're not being blown up into the air, we're being sucked up because the air is at slightly lower pressure on top of the wing than it is on the bottom of the wing. And the reason it's doing it is because the curve is a nice gentle curve and the air is sticking to it all the way. It's called laminar flow. And the wing is tilted back very slightly so that there's some wind underneath it which is pushing us up, but it's mostly to do with that. And when we make less and less engine power to stay at the same height, we need to tilt the wings back more and more and more. It's called angle of attack, and that kind of explains what's happening, right? When we need to make more lift, I pull back on the stick. I change the pitch, I make more angle of attack. If I need to make more lift because I'm not making lift because of the speed, I change the angle of attack. It's all to do with angle of attack. It's how tilted that wing is against the wind. And if I keep tilting the wing back and keep tilting the wing back and keep tilting the wing back, it gets to the state where the air no longer wants to stick to it and it flies off. And that wing stops flying. And that's what a stall is, okay? And we've got a little vein under the wing, which when you've tilted back so far, the wind blows it up, and that's what makes that buzzing noise we've heard. And that's going off about 5 knots before the stall. As a warning, that's why all the time we're going around in a loop, it's going beep, because we're a little bit close to the stall. So we're going to do a stall going back this way. And it's not extreme. It frightens the life out of you when you first learn, and then when you've demonstrated it, you say, what's all the fuss about? And so I'm spreading the word about what a problem stalls aren't. Okay? So I've got a happy engine. It's all in balance. I'm treading on the ball so I've got a nice imbalance. And I close the throttle. And I'm trying for it not to go down and crash. And I'm pulling back and it's getting slower, and I'm pulling back and it's getting slower and slower and slower and slower. There's the stall warner, and there's the stall itself. That's all that happened. Did you feel it bumble a bit?
Yeah.
And that was when the wind was actually saying, I've had enough, and then the nose dropped, which means it would have fixed itself anyway. Right, we'll go home. Back to 23. 23. 23. Back to both tanks. Twenty-three. Trimmed out. Okie dokie. With the aeroplane set at these settings, she does about 95 knots. 23. Does about 95 knots, and that's how the bonnet looks when we're not going up and we're not going down and the wings are level. You have control. And I'm going to start giving you directions to steer, okay? And I want us to keep at this height, so if we're dropping height a little bit, a little less bonnet. Shouldn't really be looking at this too much, it's mostly about the bonnet, but you can look at that to reassure yourself and look at that to reassure yourself. So we're going to go left, and as we go left, we'll come past a bonfire on the horizon, not quite on the horizon. Keep going left, keep going left, keep going left, and we'll come out with this on south. Now you're going too steeply left, and you've got to correct it and go back right. That's good. So that's where that's where the bonfire is, and we're still at 3,000 feet. We're going up a bit now, and you're going to fix that. That's it. And then we're going to look at the map. And there's a little aeroplane, there's a line of where we're going, and there's where Compton Abbas is. So in fact, Compton Abbas is back towards that bonfire a bit, so if you get us pointing back towards the bonfire. And keep the bonfire at about, that's about right, I think that's about right for Compton. We've got 3,200 feet now, we're going up. I'm going to turn this up a bit so we can hear them.
Sywell, Golf Bravo, Uniform India Kilo.
That's an airfield called Sywell, which is right up in Northamptonshire.
PA28.
We share a frequency with them.
We're currently 10 miles to the northwest of yourselves at 2,300 feet. Request the basics.
I think we'll carry on aiming for that bonfire.
Golf Echo's ready for departure, 26.
That sounds like they're on Compton.
1014, thank you, sir. Surface wind is westerly 15 knots.
Yeah, that's Compton talking. So they're down there somewhere. And you can't see the airfield yet, can you? Me neither. There's a town down there, so you see where the bonfire is. If bonfire's at 12 o'clock, there's a town at about 2 o'clock.
Okay.
I'm in the shade, so it's a bit difficult. Beyond the town, there's a little triangular little pimple, I call it the pimple. It's always a good way of helping to find Compton Abbas. And you're making us go up a bit. We need the nose down just a weeny bit, because I think Compton is bang on the nose, yes. So you see where the bonfire is?
Yeah.
If you come about 1 or 2 fingers left of the bonfire and then drop the nose slightly, dropping the nose, we've got 3,400 feet now, Charlotte. It's all going to ratchet, Charlotte. That's better.
Alpha flight checks complete, ready for departure.
See the bonfire? Get back pointing towards it.
Traffic on final, the
pull back.
Wind westerly 15 knots.
I've got it. Looking at the bonfire, looking about halfway between us and the bonfire is the airfield.
Okay.
You won't have it yet, but I have. And I think what's happening there is...
Oh, I think I can...
I've got the final traffic and I'll be gone before.
Yeah, I think you should... I wouldn't be surprised if you could see it now. I wouldn't be surprised if you couldn't, because it is very hard to find.
I think I can...
Famously hard to find. So I'm going to give him a call and tell him we're coming back, okay?
Okay.
Sim and Golf X-Ray Alpha, traffic just departing runway 26 is a Harvard.
Compton Radio, Golf Romeo, rejoining from the north.
Golf Romeo, Compton Radio, runway 26, right-hand circuit, a QFE 9er 2.
QFE 9er 26 with the right-hand circuit, Golf Romeo.
Okay, so where's the airfield now? There it is.
Yeah,
Because I've put the new pressure set...
Romeo, traffic information, the steerman is carrying out wing walking manoeuvres in the microlight circuit below height 600 feet.
Roger, Golf Romeo.
Lima India, turning finals, copy 1 on.
Yeah, this is the time to take good pictures. Except you want to zoom it like mad.
I'll try.
So there's a yellow biplane taking off on the runway at the moment.
Oh yeah, I see
In
it.
India, the surface wind westerly 1-2 knots.
Copy 1-2 knots, Golf Lima.
There's the whitish one there doing wing walking, flying away from us at the moment. So there's one yellow aeroplane taking off. There's all messing around, another one waiting.
Golf Romeo, descending dead right for 26.
So the wing walking plane is coming back against the runway. You see him just going into the runway now, but he's told me that he's not going to fly above 600 feet. And we're coming in at 1,000 feet. There's something coming into that.
Golf X-ray Alpha, traffic information, a Bulldog descending dead side.
Something landing. Now then, we are now what's called crosswind for the runway.
Stearman Golf X-ray Alpha, traffic information is a Bulldog descending dead side.
Golf X-ray Alpha, copy. Golf Romeo, now crosswind 26.
Lima India, runway vacated.
And you see a little triangular village about 2 o'clock, maybe, yeah, 1:30 sort of down there. We have to fly outside of them because they complain about the noise. So I'm going to come outside of them, I'm going to turn right, which means I'll be downwind for that runway. I'm going to keep it at about 1,000 feet, maybe a bit less.
November 658 is ready for departure. November 658, roger, the surface wind is westerly 1-2 knots. 658, thank you, lining up 26.
Down we go, keeping our eyes open.
Golf Romeo, downwind 26.
Brakes are off. Undercarriage down and welding. Mixture fully rich, prop fully fine. Fuel. Boost pump on. Content sufficient for a go around. Hatches and harnesses properly done up. All good. So we're downwind. He's still chucking it around wind walking. And
Stearman Golf X-ray Alpha, traffic is a Stearman, just departed runway 26.
X-ray Alpha, visual.
we're coming in nice and close to the runway.
Oscar November Yankee, request radio check and airfield information, please.
It's always nice to be able to get to the runway if the engine stops when we're low, because we're lower than our...
Yankee, Compton Radio, readability 5, runway 26, right-hand circuit, the QNH 1022. 26 right hand and 1022, Golf November Yankee.
Right. I'm going to have yet another attempt at getting in there with the engine closed. I'm going to see if I can land it from here without touching the throttle again. Crying out loud. I've been practicing this last 6 times I've flown.
Golf Romeo Romeo, turning final 26, glide approach.
November 658, departing the circuit to the north. We'll do a few aerobatics before returning. And November 658, are you leaving the frequency? That's negative, I'll stay on frequency. Roger. Break, Golf Romeo Romeo, surface wind is westerly 15 knots.
Roger, Golf Romeo Romeo.
So I've got 1 degree of flap, and I'm going to get in off this approach.
German Oscar Charlie, taxi for 26 and 992.
I'm now happily
Oscar
going
Charlie,
to apply
C5,
full flap.
Oscar Charlie.
Compton Radio, Golf Bravo, Golf Papa Lima, request departure instructions.
Information, you twonk.
Golf Bravo, Golf Papa Lima, Compton Radio, readability 5, runway 26, right hand circuit, the QNH 1022.
1022, 26 right hand, Golf Papa Lima.
7 extra Alpha, downwind right hand, 26 to left.
Golf Romeo Romeo vacated, we'll taxi for fuel.
Golf extra Alpha, turning finals.
Surface wind is west northwesterly 13 knots.
Across, you have to angle, bring the prop. He's actually finished. Say again?
Even though it was the scariest one, my favourite was I think the one we did last.
Yeah, the reverse half Cuban.
Yeah, when we were just hanging upside down.
The hanging upside down bit. We should be able to get this round hard enough. Because I haven't got a tow bar.
Compton traffic, Golf November Yankee entering 26. Surface wind is westerly 15 knots.